Martin, I'd like to invite you in a moment to say a few words. And then Janet, if you can then really kick off the week, because this is very much your event with all of us supporting. And then Jennifer, and then hopefully we've got David with us. It's hard for me to see at the moment, there's so many lovely people with us, but David then after Jennifer, and then Alison. So I have about half an hour now of people sharing their thoughts and welcoming everybody. And then what we'll move into is the mass healing element of this evening. So that will be for about an hour, and there will be a demonstration of healing. Also, Alan Moore will host a healing for you. So as a healer, he will channel the healing energies. So each and every one of you this evening will be able to receive some healing, because if you are a healer, you'll know, like the rest of us, we're the worst ones. We don't have time normally to have healing for ourselves, and we need you all in full spirits and in full health and well-being and fully recharged, so that you can go and do all the good work that you all do. So that's kind of the order of this evening. And also we'll have Tracy Moore share a little bit as we start the Healing Mass segment of this evening, to share something called the Lamplighter movement. So and a reason why we're sharing that this evening. So Tracy will share that a bit more once we get into the start of the night. All right, so over to you, Martin.
Thank you very much, Teresa. And with so much on this evening, I don't want to take any more time other than to say thank you to Janet and the team at UK Healers for setting this up, and to let you all know what a privilege it is for us at the Healing Sanctuary, the Harry Edwards Healing Sanctuary, to be participating and to be collaborating publicly with our fellow healing organisations like the Healing Trust. It really is wonderful. And you know, last year's was such a success. It really did propel us forward, and it's great to see us working together, but also preserving our own identities. I think that's important, but that we work in a way where the dots are joined up, and the public see us working in some sort of general subtle orchestration. So we're not in a vacuum, but we're also retaining our own history and respecting and recognizing that. So hopefully we're bringing a really diverse spread of opportunities to the public, so that whatever their interest in healing, there will be an organization that really resonates with them, and which they can get drawn in and participate, and of course ultimately receive the gift to mankind, that the free gift to mankind that healing is. So that's simply all I would like to say by way of welcoming you all, and hoping that you and we enjoy this wonderful week ahead. So thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, Martin. So I'd like to also welcome everybody to what is another fantastic Healing Awareness Week. And it seems to be going from strength to strength. And don't hold your breath, Teresa, but I was going to suggest that we all invade you next year at the Harry Edwards Healing Sanctuary and run a whole week from there. So put that on your calendar, and we'll see where we go from there.
I've got goosebumps with that. I think that would be so, we'd be so excited, and hopefully by then we've rigged up the technologies so people can join us online and on site. That would be progress for us.
So watch this space, folks. But I want to tell you, Healing Awareness Week is brought together by 4 of the biggest healing organisations in the country. And these are the British Alliance of Healing Associations, the Healing Spiritual National Union, and the Confederation of Healing Organisations. And they've all played their part in making this happen this week. So even though we're here tonight as UK Healers, all of the other organisations have played their part. We've got a website calling Healing Awareness Week. There's the Big Heal. And so the other organisations have done other things. But tonight, this is about UK Healers and bringing together our organisations. And I think you've done a marvellous job. So thank you, everybody, for that. But tonight I've been invited here in my capacity as the chair of UK Healers. And I suppose UK Healers came together in 1999 as a regulatory body for spiritual healers. And what we essentially do is regulate the healing profession to make sure the standards are set and the public are protected. So we have some of the highest standards in the movement. And so if your healing organisation belongs to UK Healers, you can guarantee your healers are the best. So that's really good. So also UK Healers has some of the largest healing organisations in the country, all of which train healers. So if anybody wants to train as a healer, if you go on the UK Healer website, you'll see all our organisations listed, and all of the organisations train healers, all to the highest standard. They also do workshops, and some of them offer one-to-one healing. So check out the website and check out our organisations. But looking at healing on the wider picture, I suppose for me, the term healing indicates that you need to be sick or ill to receive healing. And I think this healing also is shrouded in mystery, and I think it's time for change. So I'm wondering if probably going forward a better word would be healing for well-being, because really that's what it does. I mean, we all know as healers that people who have healing alongside major operations and major illness actually recover quicker. We also know that if they take medication, the side effects are alleviated. And so healing, you know, for those in orthodox medicine, it's a gift really, and I think it should be embraced. But personally, I work in a healing centre in Devon, and some of the people who come for everyday things. I mean, some people come just to help them sleep or just because it makes them feel better. And quite often people say, you know, we don't know why we come, we just know it makes our life better, and without it, it wouldn't be the same. So healing works on all levels, no matter what you need. I think it should be part of a wellbeing programme, because I think there's nothing it doesn't do. But you know, healers also work with people, they also work with animals, and we also work with the planet. And I think one of the things right here, right now, that healers are doing that's marvellous is sending healing out to India and to all the countries where COVID is prevalent. And I think as healers, you know, there's no greater gift than helping fellow man. And I think, you know, right here, right now, the world needs us. So, you know, I think more healers, better. But yeah, so this week, I think, like you said, Teresa, it's about the everyday person being able to access healing. And when I looked at the programme, I was actually relieved to see that there was meditation, there was talks, there was all sorts of things. And it kind of uncovers that shroud of mystery, doesn't it? It kind of opens the door to understanding of healing. Not that we'll ever know how it works, but, you know, we can give it a go. But yeah, so I'm really excited about what's on this week. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's participated and everybody who's done something one way or another, whether you've shared an event or been part of an event. Just really like to say thank you. And just one more thing, if anybody wants a full programme, if you email me at janet@ukhealers.info or through the website, I will email you a full programme of the week. But you will also find it on Healing Awareness Week website and the UK Healer website and our Facebook. So yeah, there's lots of places you can find out what's going on. So yeah, enjoy. Thank you.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Janet. And I love that term, healing for well-being. It really helps kind of anchor things, doesn't it? And just get things back to a pragmatic, normal level. You know, years ago, I think it was the start of the 1900s, people thought you were really strange to want to look after your teeth and go to somebody that was like a dentist. I don't even know what the term was back then. And look at where dentistry has come in quite a short amount of time. And, you know, it's the same way, you know, people should be able to come to a healer and it just be very, very normal and accessible everywhere. So that's the aim, I think.
And I think there's never been a better time to be a healer, I don't think so. Yeah. Let's get out there.
Yeah. And but what I forgot to mention right at the start was, if you are somebody who knows nothing about healing, you are definitely in the right place. So this is the week to start to learn more and experience more. This week is designed for you. And whatever your level of experience with healing, we can always learn so much more, as I mentioned, but really, how can we engage and share this wonderful complementary gift with as many as possible, particularly those that are suffering in some way, or even that you just want to see them bloom more, because even when you've got, life is going well, that is the best time to have healing, because it keeps it all in that wonderful way. So,
and I think one of the I think one of the things that is really helpful right now, it helps with mental health and peace of mind, and especially with people coming out of COVID now. If you haven't tried healing, I think now's a good time.
Absolutely. And you'll get a short taster this evening and throughout the week. And if you want to learn more, then definitely reach out to all of us, and we'll be very happy to help you navigate through that. All right, so thank you for that, Janet. I'd like to invite Jennifer now to say a few words, and Jennifer is the chair of the Healing Trust.
Hello, Teresa, and everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you today. I'm absolutely thrilled and delighted. Last year was my first Healing Awareness Week, and I was, as we were talking earlier, scrabbling together lots of events that at the last minute, which didn't make it to the website or anything. And this time I've just had a little bit more time, and other people obviously have been helping me with that. And it's just wonderful to be in this space with all of you. Some of you are healers, some of you won't be, and being in collaboration with all of the healing organizations, certainly. And I represent the Healing Trust. It used to be called the National Federation of Spiritual Healers, bit of a mouthful, and it was founded by Harry Edwards way back when he was living at Burroughs-Lee, which is now the Harry Edwards Healing Sanctuary. And so we've been going now for, I should have looked it up. It's coming up to, I think it's 67 years this year since we were founded, which I think makes us probably the oldest, not the oldest, I'm not sure, organisation, and we're still here. So, and I'd like to say a little bit about the whole COVID situation and how we have changed the way in which we've been working, because obviously we were locked down for a long time, and we're still stuck inside, although things are beginning to ease. It's just been such an exciting experiment to find out how healing works when you're actually not in the same room with somebody else. And I have been absolutely thrilled at how we have explored the way that healing can be accessed by, well, one-to-one groups, etc. I know some of you will know that I do a Wednesday evening distant healing meditation, usually live on Facebook at 9 o'clock on the Healing Trust page. And this time I'm doing it on Zoom this Wednesday, so do feel free to come and join if you'd like to. It's just amazing about how the healing works with this technology. It is remarkable. Some people are uncomfortable with Zoom, which is a shame, but it's one of those things. But I think it's been such an exciting way of exploring different ways in which we can get healing out. And the fact that we're sitting here with 170 people here, even though we're all over the country, and indeed, well, I know there's somebody here from Carmel. So, and the fact that we've gathered together is just wonderful. And I just want also to say, Janet, you mentioned earlier about mental health. Obviously, there's so much of that, and so much more, I suspect, that will come out when we do ease up more. Well, I hope, obviously, I hope not, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if there was a big upsurge in mental health issues. And yes, healing for well-being. I think that's a nice title. Thank you, Janet. It's an amazing thing to be able to do, and it's an amazing thing to give and also to receive. So thank you so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to our session this evening. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that, Jennifer. And I'd like to invite David, if you'd like to say a few words. Only takes a minute to find the mute button. Come off mute.
Are you talking to me, David?
There we go. Yes,
Oh,
I am
I
indeed.
didn't know you were going to ask me to say anything.
Oh, well, just informally, David.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. What shall I say? Well, I suppose I can start from my day job, which used to be musician and very quickly morphed into yoga teacher and then insurance broker. So it's a bit of a weird combination, but it's sort of worked. And I'd just like to say for people out there that don't know anything about healing, that from my business perspective, I can tell you that we've insured tens of thousands of people over something like 20 to 30 years. And we've never had any claims. So first of all, we can say that there's some objective data, but then when you add to it work that we did at the Confederation of Healing Organizations, we sponsored a meta study of healing, which gathered all the threads from the healing research that had been done around the earth, and then University of Northampton, and they filtered out anything that wasn't high enough quality, and they were left with about half of the studies, and they forensically went into it, and the bottom line result of it, when you cut through all the verbiage and the mathematics, is that there is a more than placebo effect that is working. So there's definitely something working. And you also mentioned Sandy Edwards. I think SNU and others are doing healing studies and work. One of the projects I'm involved in is and started as a Hawthorne project. And what we're trying to do is get qualitative outcome data. In other words, what do people experience, not what the people running the trials say, because there's a kind of a bias whenever you set a trial up, no matter how you try not to. What do people experience? Because if you get enough data from tens of thousands of people, in fact, that's how public health works. It doesn't work on randomized controlled trial data. It works more on big numbers data. And those of us in the healing movement, and I've been in it, well, since most of my adult life, really, know that it works, have experienced it, have seen it work for so many people, have seen so many people's lives enriched from it. And yet still the word, I can tell you now, the word is still viewed very much with skepticism by the Orthodox medical fraternity. I've had a bit of a dialogue with my colleagues at the British Holistic Medical Association, of whom I recently resigned as a trustee, basically because the up and coming doctors still think that when you use the word healing, there's an implication that you are healing someone, and that somehow you've got a God-given supernatural gift that is not bestowed on the many. It's just for the few, and unfortunately, words imprison ideas, don't they? They imprison principles, and sometimes the thoughts that get attached to those words and the attitudes that get attached to those words make it even more of a prison. And so they're association of ideas that really are quite illusory, because we all know that all we're doing is facilitating people's own healing energy. It's life, isn't it? That's what holism is about. It's about all and everything. So we can't judge. We just try not to get in the way and allow that energy to facilitate whatever that person is able to do for themselves with it. So I think we've still got a long way to go in how we describe what healing is. I like the idea, Janet, I've not heard that one before, healing for well-being. even the word energy, you know, a lot of holistic doctors and integrated medical people sort of shudder quietly, because one part of the, we're okay, we can talk about this stuff, but people that are actually earn their living in a system which is geared up not to support that kind of philosophy or worldview, it's very difficult for them. You know, I don't blame them. They have to tread very carefully not to upset people, because you know, as I say, the paradigm hasn't yet shifted. So I'm hoping events like Healing Awareness Week and all the other wonderful work that people are doing around the planet will start to open hearts and minds to get away from stereotypical thinking and start to say, well, there must be something in it. Everything's energy, everything's vibrating, everything's interconnected. We all know that stuff. It's just we don't seem to have joined up the dots completely in, you know, conventional thinking. So I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I waffled on a bit here. But thank you for asking me to do the music. That was a big bonus. It forced me to finish a 15-year-old musical CD project that I've been labouring on. So I've actually more or less finished it now, thanks to Healing Awareness Week. So that's been a big plus for me.
I just wonder if it's worth asking everybody involved to feedback based on what you were saying, David, at looking at the soft outcomes of healing, that if anybody does get a benefit, it'd be really interesting to hear if you know, email us in, if you felt the benefit, you had any benefit, or, you know, whatever you thought, really.
I mean, the one thing that academics and others can't discount is people's personal reality. You know, I mean, you can say they're deluded, you can say they've been on drugs, you can say whatever you like, or that they just want to believe something or it's placebo or whatever. It doesn't matter. But the fact is that's their reality and they've experienced that and it's been beneficial. And if enough people report that, they've really got to start taking notice, haven't they? We live in hope.
That's wonderful. Thank you for that, David. And sorry for, you know, putting you straight on the spot there. But I think, you know, that's probably the best way sometimes, you know, because we share what the audience needs to hear as well. And what
I've spent most of my life improvising, so it's hard to change the habits of a lifetime.
Oh, well done. That's a great skill to have, and you know, some really valid points there. And it'd be lovely to take that conversation further, because I think, you know, we're working a lot with different people in different professions, and you know, those that are signed up, you know, that are doctors, nurses, those that sign up to the Hippocratic Oath. I mean, Hippocrates is one of the biggest healers of them all in that sense. It's, you know, and it's just a shame that the word is, you know, is a weighted word, I guess, and we could call it anything really, couldn't we? And it's not really in the words, it's in the doing and the action and the love that goes with it. So great points. All right, and I've just noticed, I think Tim Smith is with us.
It's going to be put on the top.
Tim, would you like just to say hello quickly? And again, I'm dropping you on the spot there like I am with David, but it would just be nice just to hear from you, Tim, and it's lovely that you could join us this evening.
Okay, thank you. I'm really impressed. 166 people, that is a really powerful healing circle for the future of this. Yeah, I represent the SNU, Spiritualist National Union, part of the Healing Forum, working with David in many ways, and thank him for the big heal. He's transformed that as well. And like your other guests have said, this is our time. This is when healing is really going to make a difference for people. And thanks to COVID, we've discovered this whole new thing called Zoom. And we've discovered, not surprisingly, that the energy moves quite happily in these virtual situations. So over the last year, we've had many, many examples of just how powerful this energy can be online. So I'm very pleased that you're here, that you've allowed me to join you, and I wish you all the luck at the future of this organisation. So that's all I really want to say. Thank you.
Ah, thank you for that, Tim. And yeah, you're right. And this is what we want to experiment with, because a lot of this stuff, you know, when you go through the history of healing and all the things related to that, a lot of the pioneers, they were all would experiment in all sorts of different ways. So tonight will be an experiment, and there'll be a few of those as we go through the evening. So that's it for the speakers. Alison, would you just like to say a few words? And just before you do, I just want to say a big thank you to Alison, because she's worked tirelessly to put on the Harry Edwards Healing Programme this year, and working very much with Jennifer and Janet to help support all of this. Alison works at Harry Edwards Healing Sanctuary, and you'll see her a lot on all our online events and everything. So Alison, would you just like to say a couple of words, just say hello to people?
Oh, thank you for your kind words, Teresa. That's very much appreciated. And good evening, everybody. We've had a year like no other, haven't we, with this pandemic? And it makes what we do extra important, more now than ever. When I think back over the last year, we have pivoted very well, because in the twist of the adversity that the pandemic brought and the limitations that that brought with it, we found our online voice via Zoom, via Facebook, so that we could still spread the message of healing. And not only did we spread it, but we increased our audiences. About a year ago, we were seeing our audiences increase by 3-4 times, and on an international level as well. So new opportunities were opening for us and were revealed for us. Last year, we had, in my time involved with healing, the most successful Healing Awareness Week. And I'm very excited about the programme that we've worked as a team to bring together for this week. I find it very exciting that we've had around 170 people in this room, and people are still waiting to come in as I'm speaking. And I find that incredibly exciting. I'm so glad I increased our Zoom room to accommodate the extra 70 people. I think the key message is, let's now keep this momentum going and make the next year even more impactful, and get that message out wider, and let more and more people experience the benefits of healing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ah, that's wonderful, Alison. Thank you for that. All right, so that's the welcome. Hopefully you're feeling all very welcome. Do use the chat, because that is an area that people can read as we're going through. So if you haven't switched on the chat function, do that. And if you're inspired as we're going through the evening to share whatever, so books, thoughts, inspiration, and anything that comes to mind, do put it in there, because I'm sure it will land with the right people, you know, as these things tend to do. After we finish this evening, we will move into what we call a cuppa and a catch up. So that's very much an informal time where people can come off mute and speak freely and connect with one another. So that will happen after, and we'll probably keep that going for about half an hour after we finish tonight. All right, so I'd like us now to move into the healing element of tonight. And how we'll start with that is I'm going to invite Tracy Moore, who is a Harry Edwards healer, amongst many other modalities, to share why and how she was inspired to talk about the lamplighter movement and what that represents for us at the moment. So I'll invite Tracy to share that with us in a moment. In addition, we are looking for 1 or 2 people this evening that would like to receive healing. I'll just put Tracy on mute for a minute. We're getting a bit of echo, and both Tracy and Alan are probably in the same house, as they're married, so I assume they're in the same house. So that there'll be a bit of an echo going on. So if you are interested in coming forward for a few minutes to do one-to-one healing, pop your details in the chat and we'll invite you up. And when we do that segment, we will be inviting everybody tonight to join in channeling healing to that person. So that will be the experiment. And the next thing will be then Alan Moore will do it the other way. So he will then facilitate and channel that lovely healing energy and then send it to all of you directly. So that's the two things that will be going on this evening. All right, if you can just describe why, what you would need healing for, what's bringing you for healing. Again, we want to evoke those times. The SNU have done this really well with a lovely gentleman called Steve Upton to do a demonstration of healing, and we'd love to bring that to you at some point on Zoom, either through the SNU or through one of the healing channels. But this evening we will give that an experiment a go. We've done this several times now over the past year, and it is incredible the amount of energy that is generated by everyone joining in the circle and channeling that healing energy. All right, so can I invite Tracy to share the lamplighter information? Oh, I've popped you on mute, sorry Tracy, because of the echo. And if you can come off mute for me. There we go, we've got you now.
So good evening or good day, wherever you are in the world. I just thought I would give you a little information on the lamplighter movement. As you can see, we have our little amber lamp here, and we also have one at the sanctuary. And so this is the reason why we're doing it. But we have to start back before the lamplighter movement to the origins of the Healing Minute. So I thought I'd quickly go over that as well. So the origins of the Healing Minute are to be found on a hillside close to Jerusalem over 100 years ago. During the First World War, on the evening of the 2nd of December, 1917, a conversation took place between two friends who were soon to face a battle. He asked his fellow soldier to observe a moment of silence each day that would be dedicated to the strength and guidance that was available from the divine creator to help with the times that lay ahead that would deeply challenge humankind. He spoke of a greater war that would come in the future, one in which all possible help would be needed to survive. And then hours later, he was killed in battle on the cold hillside, but his friend, Wesley Tudor Pole, although severely injured in the fighting, was able to escape to safety and remembering the words his friend had spoken. So after that, we move on to the spring of 1940, as war once again gripped the world. Wesley Tudor Pole set about creating the Big Ben Silent Minute Observance. The aim was to bring unity through prayers and silence at 9 p.m. every evening by focusing on peace, healing, and Freetown in the world. And in September 1940, he visited the House of Commons and he got Winston Churchill's agreement along with the support of the King, and they approached the BBC to ask for the broadcast of the chimes of Big Ben to the nation at 9 p.m. daily on the radio to signal the national observance of the Silent Minute. And everybody agreed to do this. And the chimes were broadcast right the way through the time of the war, and they continued on to do so. And when we won the war in 1945, the Silent Minute continued to be observed. So then we move on to 1954, when Wesley Tudor Pole contacted Harry Edwards and asked for his support as a renowned healer. And Harry decided to launch the Healing Minute, a call to action. And they corresponded between themselves. In fact, Wesley Tudor Pole wrote many articles for our Healer magazine as well over the years. So that was wonderful that they came together on that. And moving on later into 1960, the BBC decided to move the chimes of Big Ben to 10 p.m. and the Healing Minute also moved to 10 p.m. while the Silent Minute remained at 9 p.m. So there's always something going on. At a later date, the decision was taken to also observe the Healing Minute at 10 a.m. as this would be more convenient for some. And the observance of this minute by our healers can be viewed each day virtually for those who wish to be part of this special moment in the day. But it says here, this Healing Minute can be a moment to set aside our daily activities and come together in unison for the purpose of sending out powerful thoughts of peace, healing and harmony for all in need of support and help in their lives. And obviously many people all over the world have also benefited from watching the Healing Minute on catch up with ourselves, as it's now all gone virtual, having a quiet moment in time after work or before bed. So that's quite relaxing for them. So in subsequent years, we move on, Wesley Tudor Pole, when the BBC decided that they were going to stop doing the chimes, Wesley Tudor Pole decided that, and this was with guidance from spiritual forces, decided that it would be time to do something else. And he got the messages through that it would be light as well as silence and solitude with the Silent Minute that would be another way forward to help strengthen the healing for people. Let me just go on through here. And what's happened is with this lamplighter movement, which was created by him, they were guardians that took over this role once he passed on. And we have an edited extract of Tricia Claridge, who is the current lamplighter guardian, with her information on what the lamplighter movement is. So I'm going to read that. So what is the lamplighter movement? You've heard that its origins come from the Healing Minute. The lighting of ever-burning lamps indicates here is a place in which prayer and meditation are rising. It started in 1964 as a sequel to the Big Ben Silent Minute. When the striking of Big Ben at 9 p.m. was abandoned by the BBC, an indication was received from a higher spiritual source by Wesley Tudor Pole, the originator of the earlier movement, that light should replace sound using permanently burning lamps. This was an outward symbol of inner intent and a gesture towards the reality of the spiritual world in a time of great human need. It was requested that amber lights should be lit, either oil or small electric bulbs, and there should be a simple service of dedication. Lights are now burning in many countries. Many feel that the ever-burning light brings an atmosphere of peace and healing into the house, as if it truly draws down beneficial spiritual forces. There is no movement in the sense of obligation of membership or any form of dogma, yet many have felt that there is a real and living link between lamplighters. The lighting of the lamps is a symbol of faith in the future and of the certainty that light can enter the hearts and minds of humanity, lifting us towards true world unity. And in this year, in January, during Gary's Wednesday Healing Minute, while he was at our sanctuary, our lamplighter lamp was switched on in the chapel, and the dedication prayer said. Several of our volunteers had donated towards its purchase, so we could have a perpetual light shining in the sanctuary chapel where we sit to read the correspondence and do distant healing. So it's easily viewed also on our webcam, and the links found on our website. So I thought I would just read the special prayer of dedication. It's not very long, And it's just such a wonderful and simple thing. As you say, we have our lamp here at home. So the special prayer is, I kindle this little light on the earth plane. I dedicate it to the service of the Spirit. I guard and cherish this flame as a living symbol and an act of faith in the reality of the powers of light. May the beings from higher worlds see this flame and kindle its counterpart on the ethereal plane. May this ethereal light be a channel for the inflow of the healing powers of the Spirit. May the love of Christ permeate this building and protect it, warming the hearts and enlightening the understanding of all who live in it or enter it. May the being whom we know as Michael, standard bearer of the Christ, wielder of the sword of light, use this offering, linking it with all those who have lit the light. May peace and healing spread through the world and the regions of the borderland. So there we are, and thousands of people all over the world participate in the Healing Minute, and they also have the light as well. There.
Oh, thank you for that, Tracy. And you know, I mean, I can see that the amber glow there, which is just so representative. You know, so whether you have a lamplight, you know, that's a wonderful thing. But I guess, you know, whatever you have in your life, whether it's a light, a candle, just your own heart, you know, your heart sharing light with another, because that fundamentally is healing, isn't it? You know, very much those of you that are healers or interested in that, you'll notice it's like a moth to a flame. I mean, your heart kind of pulls you to connect with another. You know, and your head might be thinking, well, I've got to go do the shopping at Tesco's, or, you know, wherever you've got to be doing for your day. But your heart knows where to bring that light, and that at the fundamental is healing. So that's the spirit that we'd like to invite tonight, is to really build that light within you. You could be inspired by that lovely amber glow of Tracy's lamplight, or imagine your own. And I'd just like to invite you now to start to open up. Now, if you're new to healing, that's okay. Just bringing your attention within and just tap into yourself in whatever way that's right for you, and just invite in this idea that you would like to share healing for another, share light, all very protected and fully engaged. It's very natural. And for those of you that are experienced in whatever healing modality, just to open up and connect with your healing light. We will be moving in, as I said, Alan will be doing a Healing for You segment, so you guys all get to receive healing and kick back for a bit. But this segment now, I'm going to invite two people, and we all together are going to share healing directed for them. Okay, so I'll invite the first person, and then I'll invite the second. Before I do that, I just want to kind of prime us all for that. And I've got a lovely image, two images actually, just to share with you. And we're inviting now all the healing team, all ourselves, just to prepare and start to build that energy for the healing demonstrations this evening. And to help with that visual, hopefully you can see that. Alison, if you could just give me a nod, just so you can see my screen, you can. So this is a demonstration of healing at Festival Hall in London. And you can see the people there. There's all the group of healers in their lovely white coats. And what would have happened was the healer, in this case, it was Mr. Harry Edwards, who was the facilitator, would invite somebody up onto the stage to receive a demonstration of healing. And what's going on here, I mean, Mr. Harry Edwards is one of the pioneer healers, wonderful healer, and a good kind of representative or ambassador of healing, I would say. even very, even though he passed in 1976, he's very well renowned and respected in the healing community for all his work that he did. But I'm sure if Harry was here now, he would be saying, as long as you've got a healing heart and you're prepared to be that channel of light, you too can generate and give healing to another who is open to receiving it. Behind him are all these wonderful healers. And what they're doing is they are directing their healing energy with their team to Mr. Edwards. And then he, like a prism, would filter and channel that light to the other. So that's what we're going to do this evening. So in a moment, I'll invite the first person up. And I'll instruct you all on sharing the healing to me as the focal, the prism, the facilitator for tonight. And then we will direct that healing then to the individual. Okay, and I think I've got another photo there, I'm not quite sure. Let me see if I can share that one with you. And this was a similar kind of thing, and this was at the Royal Albert Hall. And when we do our talk, Celebration of Healing on Saturday, Rowena, one of our archivists and lady that knows far more about all of this than I do, will be sharing some of these details. So if you're interested in knowing more about Mr. Harry Edwards and all of that we're doing that talk 7 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, but I'll go back to this image because I think this one's a very clear one of what we're aiming for this demonstration. Okay, so the first person that I'd like to invite up is Murray Gibbs, if Murray's still with us. Could you come off mute for me, Murray? And just say a few words just so I've got you in the frame. There we go, I can see you.
Hey.
Hello.
Interesting how I came to be here. Or joining you. It's wonderful.
How did you join us, Murray?
Well, one is I have, I guess, plugged into William Bloom's website. So I was getting it on my iPhone, and my wife took a course from a couple of ladies in the States the other day via Zoom on the Enneagram, and also your information turned out to be in the back of that page about this Healing Awareness Week. So.
Okay. Oh, well, welcome. And whereabouts are you joining us from, Murray?
I'm in Edmonton, the center of the province of Alberta in Canada. Edmonton is the provincial capital in the center of that province.
Oh, well, you're welcome to join us this evening, and thank you for putting yourself forward. So we'll do this for a few minutes. And just as we're gearing up, if I can, I'll chat with you first, and then I'll chat with all the team that we've got tonight, which is all of you that would like to participate. So if you don't want to participate, that's okay. You can observe and just sit in the lovely energy and watch us. If you do want to participate, I'll invite you in shortly. Murray, would you, whatever way you're comfortable with, bearing in mind this is a public demonstration this evening, would you be okay just to share briefly what's brought you for healing this evening?
A week ago Sunday, I was walking across the carpet in our house and jammed a stick pin into my the pad or somewhere behind my large toe, and the pin broke off and lodged itself in the tendon in that part of the foot, and so I had had 2 surgeries actually, and one was like 30 or 40 minutes in a full-on OR to remove the broken off piece of stick pin. And well, it's taken a bit of the wind out of my sails. And so I'd like to get back to myself and my productive self, and I guess also increase my energy and interest in being a healer too. I seem to be called in this direction for some time. But yeah, I would like to expedite my healing process, and so I'm off of the prescribed painkillers, and I think that's about it, really. And just a public service announcement, keep your floors clean.
Okay, that's
Certainly
wonderful.
not an uncommon injury.
No, okay, and that's very clear. So thank you for that. And if I can just invite Helen to stop sharing her screen for a moment for us. Or if you can help with that, Alison, just so it brings me and Murray back into frame. The wonders of technology. We've got all these buttons everywhere.
Would you like me to mute it this time?
No. You
Okay.
stay exactly where you are. We'll just
Okay.
get us back on track. There we go.
Oh, there
All
we
right.
go. There we go.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Alison. All right. So Murray, if you can just sit back, relax for a moment. We'll interact as we're going through this. I'm just going to chat to the healing team for a moment, and then we'll start to direct the healing through. And I'm sure the healing's already started, probably started before we started this evening, I'm sure. And with all of these things, there's always the T's and C's. You know, we aren't, or most of us, I can't speak for the whole of the audience, medically trained. We're not doctors and all of this. We are professional healers. And the audience that will be joining us this evening will be a variety of experiences. Okay, so everyone that's joining, if I can just invite you now, just to start to go into that healing energy. If it helps, close your eyes. You don't have to. As we're building the intent now of that wonderful healing energy that we are going to direct to Murray. And as we're doing this, as you're opening up and connecting, inviting all the healing team, I'd like you now just to channel that energy to me as the facilitator. And then I will, like a prism, like a facilitator, channel that energy, the collective energy of the group, in the right way for Murray to receive. And the reason for this is for greater coherence. Imagining now, like a light, that wonderful lamplight glowing, just connecting with your own heart, showing all your love in this wonderful energy that we are building and generating together. We invite now all the healing team with the highest good for healing for Murray, so that his bodily intelligence and full system intelligences can receive that healing for his greatest good and used in the way that is right for him. And now, Murray, I just want you to imagine you're almost bathed in beautiful light. And when you're ready, just step into that light, feeling very safe, very protected. As we build the healing energy and start to direct this so that you may use it in whatever way that is right for you, for your highest good. The light is building and growing. The colours may change and they may have meaning for you. And an additional ball of energy now is particularly directed to your right foot. And that whole area, may it feel cooler, calmer, at ease, receiving the energy in the way that's right. And as we're engaging in the healing, and usually I feel I want to add, you have a wonderful sense of humour and lightness of heart. So may that feel even more, bring you some upliftment as you heal in the days to come. And that you can walk forward confident, assured, to share the light in the way that's right for you. Okay, I invite you now, Murray, just to sit back and relax, and just keep receiving that healing. You're going to receive this all night now. And when we join Alan as well, that will continue. And perhaps at the end, you can just share with us how you're feeling and what you experienced.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, and the next person I'd like to invite up now is Leah. And if you can come off mute for me, Leah, if you're still with us.
Hello.
And if you can say hello again for me.
Hello.
Are you on video, Leah? I can't quite find you yet.
Yes, hello.
There we go, now I can see you. It takes a minute for the technology to catch up with us. Right, 1 second. There we go. All right, so we're building that energy. I mean, that energy is very built now. So again, I'm engaging all the healing team. Just as we start to speak with Leah, we're going to do the same thing that we just did with Murray. Leah, could you just share with us again, you know, this is public, so only share what you're comfortable with. You don't have to share anything at all, really. It's just because we're all a bit curious, you know, and we're generally quite nosy people. So it's nice for us to know, but also it can help galvanize the intent. But generally, the healing energy goes where it needs to go. But if you'd like to share with us what you to healing, then that would be helpful.
I came out of an abusive relationship in September last year, and I'm in a refuge. And my confidence and my self-esteem is quite low at the moment. I'm rebuilding my life, and just really anything that will kind of help me along the way. I'm in recovery from all of that, so yeah.
Thank you. All right, Leah. So thank you for sharing that. So again, like we did with Murray, if I can just invite you to close your eyes if you'd like to, or you can keep them open if it works always. I just want you to imagine, if you can, a chair. And when you imagine that chair, can you just describe it to me, please?
It's kind of solid brown, kind of 1940s style.
Wonderful.
Dining chair.
Yeah, you've got it. Okay. And can I invite you now to imagine a chair that is your most safe, secure healing chair. It might remain the same. It may start to morph, and allow that to change if you want it to. Can you just describe that chair to me?
It's turned into a big soft armchair with cushions and a throw that I've wrapped myself in.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so when you're ready, you've already done it, you're ahead of me. If you can take that seat in that wonderful healing chair, and inviting the healing team now for you all to direct the energy through me to Leah so that she can receive all the wonderful unconditional love and light that I know everyone will be sharing this evening. And for you, Leah, I just want you to imagine that wonderful throw that you mentioned, that wonderful blanket, feeling more comforting, more soft, really nurturing, with tons and tons and tons of unconditional love. And as you do that, with every breath in now, you're feeling calmer, connected, and just receiving that wonderful light and love that I know everyone is sharing with you. And with every breath in, like a light that's coming from your feet all the way up through your body, through your core, all the way through to your shoulders, your head. You're fully now in a column of light, very safe, very connected. And this light is working at every level of your being, physical, emotional, spiritual. And we are inviting in now everything for your highest good be released that is no longer of service to you, so that you feel more refreshed, empowered, comforted, and confident, allowing any hurts, challenges, tough emotions, lessons learned to be honoured for what they are back in time. But now to draw strength from the light and your own ability to step forward, knowing that at any time you can tap into those lessons, but with a fresh perspective now, so that your history is not shadowing your present and your future. And we're just going to go quiet for a moment, just so you can really sit in that power, as I talk to the healing team now to really push through and imagine Leah through me projecting a wonderful bubble of unconditional love. Wonderful. Thank you for that, everybody. That's incredibly powerful. Leah, just stay in that power. So just enjoy as that's all still coming through, and that will continue throughout this evening. We'll check back in towards the end of the night. But are you okay at the moment for us to move on?
Yeah, it's brought me to tears. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I felt that. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, well done, everybody. I could really feel that coming through.
Thank you.
So, okay, thank you. All right. Now I'd said that we would just do two, but I've been really struck. I can see that Helen Harris has a hand up. Helen, if possible, are you okay to, are you already off mute? That's great. Can you just say a few things so that I can find you on the screen here? Would you like to receive healing from the group tonight, Helen? Oh, I can't see you at the moment. No, maybe not. Can you say anything, Helen? I don't know if you can see Helen, Alison.
I can see Helen, but not, she hasn't got her picture. So she is in the room, but I can't see her picture.
No, okay. All right, well, we might come back to Helen. She's having technical issues. Thank you for that, Sam. Okay, we'll come back. It can be such a challenge, can't it, this technology, but I've got a feeling if we can get Helen in, we will do that at the right time. If not, Helen, join us at the next Healing Circle at the first of the month. Okay, well, with that, so thank you so much for everyone that's put themselves forward for the one-to-one experiment this evening. Alan is now going to do what we're calling a Healing for You segment. So this is where everyone can sit back and receive healing. So those that have shared this evening to have the one-to-one, the intent that you put in, this is a wonderful opportunity now for you to sit back and receive healing in the way that's right for you. All right, Alan, over to you.
Thank you, Teresa. As Teresa's just said, this is one-to-one healing, and all of you are going to have healing at the same time. So what I'm going to do in a moment or two is just take you into a visualization, help you relax, and then I want you just to sit back and receive the healing. I'd rather your thoughts were not about your own conditions or your own situation. I'd rather you were just trying to visualize a beautiful place. And I'm going to suggest a place for you, but if you want to take yourself somewhere else, do so. In that way, that allows the healing energy to flow freely through your body with no obstructions or anything. So some of you have been on our Healing for You sessions that we've been doing over the last few months, but I'll just take you very briefly through what I'm going to do for those of you who have not experienced it before. As I said, it will be very much like a one-to-one healing, as if it was just you and me together on a telephone connection or a Zoom connection or Skype, whatever. At the Sanctuary, we started telephone healing in 2015, and we've done Skype healings as well as telephone healings ever since that day. But of course, the last year, it's come into its own. With the contact healing not being possible, more and more people have turned to telephone healing and healing over one of the video links. So now we are doing many of them every day of the week, which is lovely to be able to support people. And of course, people who wouldn't have come to the Sanctuary anyway over the years because they live in other countries, some as far as New Zealand, Australia, Japan, west coast of the USA. They're not going to jump on a plane and come to the Sanctuary on a regular basis, whereas we can regularly give them healing now over modern technology. So it's really beautiful that we can do so. So just as we would in a contact healing, as if you're sitting on a chair or lying on a couch, I'll talk you through a gentle relaxation and guide you in a visualization. And I'll then be focusing on you all at the same time. I will be thinking of Murray and Leah and Helen, but I'll also be thinking of every one of you. And I will go round your bodies, starting at the shoulders, directing the energy. And when I return to your shoulders, after about 20 minutes, I will then gradually bring the session to a close. During the actual healing, I will only speak when I move position, confirming where I am. And when I'm in each position, I'll be silent for anything up to a minute. I'll be playing some music by Tim Wheater and David Lord from the album In Unity to help you to stay fully relaxed. You may feel the energy in the form of warmth, cold or tingling, or in some other way. You may see colours. Not everyone has these reactions, but don't be surprised if you do. All I ask is that you park anything that is happening in your life to one side for now. Follow the visualization and then stay in the lovely place I will guide you to during the healing. So whether you are sitting or lying down, make sure that you're now comfortable and let yourself feel supported and nurtured. Starting at the top of your head, relax your scalp completely. Allow the muscles around your eyes to relax and your jaw to soften. And let this peaceful feeling flow down your neck, soothing your throat and dissolving any tension. Let it glide down to your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, and your hands. And let this peaceful sensation fill your entire body. Feel your chest relax. Soften your tummy muscles and let this relaxation penetrate even deeper, releasing any tension from your internal organs. And let it wrap around you, enveloping you in love and peace as it softens all the back muscles all the way down to the base of your spine. As this peaceful feeling flows down through the rest of your body, let your legs, ankles, and feet also completely relax. Allow any remaining tension from anywhere in your body to flow out through your toes, leaving your whole body feeling very comfortable and peaceful. Focus now on your breath. Fully empty your lungs of the waste air and pause. Then take a lovely big in-breath. Pausing between each in-breath and out-breath. Breathe in good health and happiness, and breathe out tension, worries, and disease, and allow anything that does not serve you to leave your body like a dark cloud. Now imagine it is a beautiful spring morning, and you're in the bluebell woods at the sanctuary, or your own bluebell woods near where you live. But the sun is shining and the air is warm. All around you is that beautiful carpet of bluebells, stretching deep into the woods in every direction. Follow a narrow winding path, still covered in leaves from the autumn. The trees tower above you, some quite new and others very old. Stop for a moment and put your arms around one of these trees and feel so much energy. It's like a magnet holding you close. After a moment or two, carry on along the winding path until you come to a small bench. Sit down and look around, taking that beautiful view of the woods and the wonderful bluebells. The birds are flying from branch to branch, singing their morning chorus, and you are feeling calm and relaxed. And we're now going to start the healing. So I'm placing my hands gently onto your shoulders and attuning now to each and every one of you. Enjoy your healing. Now placing my hands very gently onto your head, each side just above your ears. My right hand is now very gently on your forehead, and my left hand is at the back of your head. I now move to your right shoulder, cupping it between my hands. My hands now move to your right elbow. I'm now holding your right hand in my hand. And now very gently release your hand and place both my hands on the side of your body, just above your right hip. I now move to your right knee, cupping it between my hands. Now to your right foot, supporting your heel and your toes. Now, very gently releasing your foot, I move to your left shoulder, cupping it between my hands. Now my hands are at your left elbow. Now to your left hand, holding it in my hand. And now gently release your hand and place both my hands on the side of your body above your left hip. Moving to your left knee, I'm now cupping it between my hands. My hands now move to your left foot, supporting your heel and your toes. Now, very gently, I release your foot. And I'm now going to place my hands on your body, My left hand will be on your tummy, near your solar plexus. My right hand will be above the heart chakra, hovering about 3 inches above your chest. My left hand remains on your tummy. My right hand is now very gently on your forehead. Now my right hand goes to the back of your neck. My left hand is just in front of your throat chakra. With my right hand remaining on the back of your neck, my left hand now goes to the bottom of the spine, over the lumbar region. And now my hands return to your shoulders, resting very gently. And we give thanks for the healing here today, and ask that it will remain with each and every one of you for as long as it is needed, and that it is all for your very highest good. So feel your roots going down into Mother Earth, as we now ground ourselves and close down our open chakras to a level that we're each comfortable with. And when you're ready, just wiggle your toes and your fingers and come very gently back into the room. And open your eyes when you're ready. And then in just a moment, and I'm going to invite you to join as a circle, and we'll all together send healing to our planet. I think a lot of people went very deep there, Teresa.
That's wonderful, Alan. Thank you. Is there anything more to share before we start to move into closing down for the evening?
No. Are you going to lead us into a healing for the planet, Teresa, or do you want me to do that?
Yeah, I can pick up.
Okay.
That lovely energy is very palpable now. And as Alan shared, just imagining us all as a large circle. Just want you to imagine now that orb, channel of light. Each of you, your own lights, connecting with your own healing guides and team. Imagining all the healing energy that we have created this evening, all that love, connection, as it builds and grows. Just imagining now all the planets fully immersed in that light. You can imagine it, all that wonderful healing light going deep into Mother Earth. At a time of Beltane, the time of growth, fertility, new beginnings. Feeling refreshed, loved, and filled with light, each and every one of us, sending that to the earth as well, and all those on the planet. In particular, as Janet shared with us, those suffering from COVID, long COVID, being affected by the way the world has been, and to our brothers and sisters in India at the moment. So that all aid and well-being can be brought globally. And to all of those living on the planet, the animals, the bees, all the insects, all living creatures, plants, the trees. Just imagining all of that now bathed in the beautiful light, unconditional, with the highest good. We give deep thanks and gratitude for all are joining this evening. I very much hope you've received and given what is right for you. And just now, I just want to invite each and every one of you, as Alan said, just to gently close and fold down, bringing your awareness fully back into the room now, feeling very grounded. And when you're ready, come back into the room, maybe have a drink of water, making sure you are steady on your feet before you get up if you need to, and that you're fully grounded and back in the room. And just as we're coming to a close this evening, I just want to check in with Leah and Murray, just to see how you guys are and if there's anything you'd like to share from this evening, as well as invite everyone else to participate in the chat as well. We do read each and every one, so it's always interesting for us to see what you experience, but also any suggestions for improvements. Like I said, this is all experimental. Leah, would you like to go first?
Hello, thank you everyone. It was really inspiring, and I've really felt the benefit of coming tonight and being with everyone here. I felt the energy, and when my eyes were closed, I could feel, I saw colours and orbs and lights floating around me, and I felt that I was enveloped within an energy field. It felt very comforting and warm, and yeah, it just felt amazing. It brought me to tears, actually. That was a spontaneous thing, so it's obviously doing the right thing for me, and I just want to thank everyone. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well done, Leah, and thank you everybody for that contribution. And Murray as well, if you'd like to say a few words. Or you're just on mute, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for your contribution. This wasn't what I was expecting in signing on here at 12 o'clock in Edmonton time, but I feel like I've benefited on multiple levels. Certainly the foot, the heart, the attitude, and the disposition, I think are all better. All of those aspects of myself are feeling better right now. I've been open to the idea of distance healing as a healer, or in this case, a recipient, for some time. And it's nice to have that experience. And both the focus on my foot and Alan's healing, I did feel a warm energy around me. And the first one, when we were focusing on the foot, I did feel kind of a ball of warmth of energy around the foot during the session, and I did feel energy moving. In recovering from the surgery, I'm pretty familiar with kind of shooting kind of pains from my foot up towards my shin. And I think in both meditations, I felt some energy moving, and it felt more like a gentle TENS machine, a little gentle electric current that one might get at a physiotherapist's office with a TENS machine. And it was very different from the shooting pains. So I feel pretty confident that this experience has moved my recovery along the way several days. So yeah, it's a nice, wonderful, warm feeling, and felt comfortable throughout. And thank you very much, and blessings to all.
You're very welcome, Murray, and thank you for sharing that. So it's nice to hear the descriptions as well of what people experience, and I'm sure the team upstairs are giving it. We've been telling you this distant healing stuff works. So they'll use whatever means, telephone, Zoom, WhatsApp, whatever means possible to get the energy to where it's needed and wanted. All right, so a big thank you to each and every one. Janet, I've put you on the spot slightly, but do you just want to say a few words just before we wrap up, and maybe something around what people can expect for the week? And you're just on mute, my lovely.
Technical. Okay. First of all, thank you to the two people who received healing. Murray, the healing probably will carry on for days and days. So you might experience it when you go to bed at night, you might get similar feelings. So hopefully that does work for you. And thank you for both of you. And Leah, oh, lovely that you were touched. I felt that at the same time you said it. So thank you to you as well. And thank you to everybody who's been involved. There's lots of things going on through the week. I think tomorrow we talked about Stephen Upton, who does healing. I think he's got a trance healing tomorrow evening. There's quite the full program is on the website, on the Healing Awareness website and the UK Healer website. Off the top of my head, apart from knowing that there's so much, I can't probably pick out a specific thing. You might be better at that, Teresa, because what have you got on tomorrow at the sanctuary?
We've got a couple of things in the morning. So we've got Guy Taylor, who's a healer, talking about perinosis, which is very interesting, and a combination of healing modalities. In the evening, how can healing help anxiety, panic attacks, stress and depression? These will be recorded though, so some of these things you can pick up at a later time if you can't make it for whatever reason. And as Jennifer mentioned, Jennifer's got some sessions throughout the week with the Healing Trust, and a lovely, I think tomorrow it's an interview with one of the students, Jennifer, I believe, and his story about becoming a healer.
Yes, we have our lovely, he's still a student healer. His name is Nuku Vondrausch, great name. And he's done his training, he's done the 4-part training already, and he is about to go to panel sometime later this year. So it's just an interview with him about how he felt drawn. It's quite a short thing, it's about 20 minutes or something, but he's delightful.
And then when can people join you for a healing experience? That's Wednesday night at
9. I'm hoping that I can do it on Zoom and then stream to Facebook, but I've been trying to work that out in the last few days and it hasn't been working. So I don't know if there's something strange going on with streaming to Facebook. And if I can't stream to Facebook, I'll just do it on Zoom at 9 o'clock. And it's a different number from your number.
Yeah.
It's on the program.
On every night on the UK Healer Facebook, I will post the activities for the next day. So when I get off the screen tonight, I'll post tomorrow's activities. So each day, each evening, I'll post the next day. So that includes all the other organisations stuff as well. So the SNU and anything else that the other organisations have got will be on the night before. So,
yeah, very exciting.
Because they're still coming in, so it's a bit difficult. Yeah. So yeah, lots of good things.
Absolutely. And I can imagine, I remember last year, the transformations that were going on left, right and centre during this week. It is a wonderful time to be thinking about your intent, your own transformation and your own healing, as well as sharing that with others. Because there is something very powerful, I think, that goes on in this week. So very exciting. And like a colleague said to us last year, she felt like by the end of the week she'd been to like Healing University with all the different things that are going on. And what's wonderful is it's all open access. All these charities, they're all, I think everyone's a charity, if not the majority, they do rely on donations. So, you know, make a contribution in a way that's affordable to yourself. The biggest contribution is participation and giving that wonderful healing energy like you did tonight that both Leah and Murray received, as well as that lovely energy then that Alan could work with, you know, to give to each of you. So getting mass healing groups together is I think fantastic. And could we dare imagine we could get 500 of us together? I think that would be a wonderful thing to build towards.
Well, let's go for that. Let's make that a target for next year.
Exactly. All right, lovely
I think
people.
If we start more than a week before, we might be all right.
Absolutely, Janet. All right then. So without further ado, we're going to wish you all a wonderful evening. All the healing goes to you and will continue in the days to come. Have a wonderful Healing Awareness Week. And we'll move into cuppa and a catch up now. So for those of you that would like to stay on, you're very welcome. We'll stay on for about another half an hour. And that's just an informal chat because we love to hear what you have to say and chit chat about whatever's important. But for everybody else, we'll wish you a wonderful evening.